Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now for today's second puzzle you can see a change of scene for me, change of Wi-Fi too, which brings with it some trepidation. I already know it's slower than my usual Wi-Fi and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it is not as slow as Simon's temporary Wi-Fi was. So we shall see. Now this puzzle looks a bit like a killer Sudoku. And indeed it works a bit like a killer Sudoku, but it is not a killer Sudoku. So there are a number of cages in the grid. You will see that some of the totals do not seem to be enough for the sums of the digits in their cage. So for instance here we have a 1 sum in a 5-digit cage. Now these sums are what the compiler calls the digital roots of the sums. So say that this cage added up to 19. You could add that 1 and 9 in the 19 together. Having already added the digits to give 19, you add the 1 and the 9 and that gives 10. That's still not a single digit, so you add 1 and 0 and you get 1. And that is how what he calls the digital roots work. Now I'm not sure if that's the only term for these. I have seen the concept used before, though not in Sudoku. And maybe there's a mathematical word for it, and maybe it is digital root, and there's every chance that's right. This puzzle comes from Rubik Nanota, and I'm looking forward to it. Clearly, we're going to have to work with the idea that there are more possibilities than one. I mean, this one is like saying 1 or 10 or 19 or 28. So there are various possibilities for the cage totals. But we do get some givens, which isn't normally usual for a partial killer, and we'll see how we go. Do have a go on the link below the video before watching myself. I'm going to try now, so let's get cracking. I'm not going to start with that cage because there are 4 unknowns in it, and that is too many. Let's see if we can get some regular Sudoku done. So a couple of 3s there and 1 there is ruling out all of those cells. Now there aren't any repeating digits in the cages, so that's not a 3 either because of the 3 down there. So we can fill a 3 in. The counterpart 3 in row 6 must be in one of those cells, but that's not very helpful. 3, 3 must be 1 up here as well. And 1 in one of those 2 cells, but it's not quite as helpful as I was hoping. Now 7 must be in one of those 2 because of the 7s here and here. That might be more interesting. So 7 here plus 4, 11. This would have to be a 6 to make 17. That's possible. Or 7 here plus 3. This would have to be 15. That would have to be a 5, and that's not possible because of that. Is that the only possibility? 7 and 3 is 10. Yeah, it would have to be 15 or 24. They can't be done, so we can place the 7. Okay. Well, that's useful. Well, it looks useful. Right, now in this cage, yes, what did we say? 7, 4, 6 is 17 plus the 1 was, sorry. 7, 4, 6 is 17. 1 and 7 makes 8, so that works. Right. Now what? 5 and 5. So one of these is a 5. I don't think that's giving us much. We've got these 2 cages. All the cages are symmetrically disposed, you'll notice. Now, these 2 have 2 knowns and 2 unknowns, so they might be useful. 11 already in this. It's got to add up. Can't be 13 because that would need 2 1s. It could be 22. That would make them, the other 2 cells, 11. It can't be 31. That's too many. So yes, these add up to 11. They're not 8 and 3 because they're already in the cage. They're not 7 and 4 because we've got 7s looking at both sides. So they're either 6 and 5 or 2 and 9. Okay, let's have a look at this one. 8 already in. We're going to add up to 13. That is possible. with a 2 and a 3 like that, or 22. Another 14, could be 8 and 6, could be 5 and 9 either side. How frustrating. And that didn't clear up the 3 possibility down here either. That's not very helpful. Okay, what we don't have in this central box yet is a candidate 4. And that 4 is ruling out that cell. So 4 is in one of these two. Now it could be down here. 4 and 5 is 9. To make it up to 17, that would have to be an 8. That's certainly possible. 4, 8, 5. But if 4 was here, I'll just be careful about whether I leave that pencil marking in. 4 plus 7 is 11. Oh, this would have to add up to 12 or 21. And that would need a 1 here or a 10. And 1 is impossible because it's there. That is not a 4. 4 and 8 there are right. Okay. All right, well that's nice. Now what? What about this, sorry, this 3-cell cage here with a 7 in it? It's got to add up to 12. No, it can't. Oh yeah, it could. Could have a 3 there and a 2 there. 21's more likely. So that would need another 14. Oh, and that could be 8 there and 6 there, or 5, 9 in either distribution. Okay, that was very unhelpful. What about this? Oh, we looked at that, didn't we? It's either 21 or 12. But it's not 12. This can't be 4, 1 because of that 1. It can't be 3, 2 because of the 3s. So this is 21. These two add up to 14. Again, 8 and 6 or 5 and 9 either way round. What we need is more 5s and 9s in the grid. Oh, I was wondering whether I could rule out 5 and 9, but oh no, 2 reasons I can't rule it out. This pair could be 2, 3 or 6, 8. So no, not at all. No, well that's tricky. Oh look, okay, bit of Sudoku. 1's in columns 4 and 5, so there's a 1 up here. 1 and 3 is 4. This could add up to 13, but it can't add up to 22 now because that would need 2 9's. Perfect. So it adds up to 13. 1 and 3 is 4 and another 9. Can't be 3 and 6 or 1 and 8. 7 and 2 or 5 and 4. Well, if it was 1, 7, 2, 3, that would be 2 here and a 1, 7 pair here. If it was 1, 3, 5, 4, 4 here and a 5 there with a 1 here. What about this 8? Oh, no, I don't know. I was going to say that must... I don't know. Okay, what if this was 5, 1? That would make this pair 2, 9. So then we'd have 6, 7 down here. So we'd have 8, 7, 6 adding up to 21. This cage would have to add up to 17. That would be 38. These two would have to add up to 7. Yeah, 3, 4 or 5, 2. Okay, that's not very helpful. Oh, hang on. Why have I left 3, 5, 8, 9 there? This can't be 5. Could never have been 5, and now it can't be 8. So this could be 5. Oh, that's changed what I was just doing dramatically. That can't be 6 or 9. This is either 2, 3 or 5, 9. Right, I'm going back to this. 5 and 1 go with 2 and 9 there. 3, 4, 8. That would give 7, 6 here. We'd have 21. A cage of 17 is 38. 3 there and 4 there, and that cannot be a 4 because the 5, 1 has made that a 4. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to go through that again. 5 1 pair there would mean that this 11 here would be 2 9 because it couldn't be 5 6. Now that would mean we'd have 8 7 6 at the bottom of column 6. This cage that has to add up to 17 doesn't really matter what it is, because once we've used that, we've used 38 of the 45 total that must go into box 8. So the other 7 would now have to be 3 there and 4 there. But because of the 5 we postulated up here, we'd need a 4 here. So we'd have 2 4s in column 5, and that's impossible. So this is not a 5. That is a 7 1 pair. So this is a 2, not a 4. Let's get rid of the 2 9 in that order possibility. Now, has this, I mean, this, I'll be very upset if this doesn't help. But let's see, 7 1 3 4 8. Well, okay, I don't know whether this down here is 5 6 or 2 9, but I know it adds up to 11. So again, plus 8 is 19. Plus 17 in this cage is 36, and this cage cannot be 26. It would need too many. It can't be 8. It would need too few. So that's 26. So these two have to add up to 9. That one can't be 9 on its own. That is 3. That is 6. That makes this a 2. I think we are firing now. 8 2 3. Oh, I mean, I say that. Oh yeah, that can't be 2 9. So that's a 5 6 pair. So 2 9 are down here. That's a 4. It's a sort of naked single now, given that that's a 2 9 pair. 2 9 3 1 8 6 in the box. 7 in the column. 5 in the row. That's a 4. That's not a 3. This is a 7 5 pair. That stops this being 5 9. So that we can fill in 6 and 8. Oh god, I thought this was 7 and 4 up here, and that was going to destroy everything, but that's 9 and 4. So this is 5 or 6. In fact, 6 there is telling us which way round the 5 and 6 go, as is 6 down here. 9 here. That gets rid of 9 5 as one of the possibilities there. Right. Now, this cage adds up to 16, probably. Yeah, definitely. 6 and 2 and 8 would do it. 6 and 9 and 1. What about this 6 cage? 3 in it. Could be 2 and 1. The alternative, and much more likely, is 15, which would need another 12. Ah, but it can't be 3 and 9, or 5 and 7. And this cell sees 8 and 4. So in fact, this does not add up to 15. It does add up to 6. That 1 and 2 is right. And that changes this. Perfect. 8, 14, 2 there, 16. Right, good. Now, what have we got going on in column 7? 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 8. This is a 9 because it can see 4 and 7. The other two I don't know. They could be 4 or 7. Has this 5 been resolved? No. How about this? Sorry, this 1 cage. It's already got a 1 in it, so it adds up to 10 or 19 or not 28. That's ridiculous. It adds up to 10 or not 19. That would need 2 9s. It adds up to 10. It's got a 1 in it. Can't be 2 7 because of that. Can't be 1 8, but it could be 3 and 6 or 4 and 5. Not productive. Ah, this 2 cage. Right, yes, we've got 1 unknown and 1 half unknown. So this is going to add up to 11, which could be 2 4 5, or 20, which could be 6 9 5. That's frustrating. 5 5, one of these is a 5. Is that any use in a cage adding up to 15? Can't be 15 anymore. 24 certainly could be. 33 is quite big. 8 and 5 is 13. Another 23. No, another 20. 9. I don't think it can be done. 8, 5, 9, 7 would be 29. 9, 7, 4. It can be done. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4. Otherwise, it must add up to 24. Oh, it can't be 9, 8, 7, 5, 4 because 7 can't go in any of those cages because of those, any of those cells because of those 7s. Right, so it doesn't add up to 33. Yeah, the maths is right there. So it adds up to 24, and it's got 8 and 5 in, it's 13. So it's got another 11 in it without a 7, actually without a 3 as well. So 8 and 5, not 7, 3. So 11 from 1, 2, 4, 6, 9 must be 1, 4, 6. Yes. Oh, that's a big mess. Sorry, shouldn't try drinking while doing Sudoku. 1, 4, 6, 5, 8. That's what this cage consists of. Let's see if the mouse keeps working. 6, 8. 1, 4. Sorry, that's a genuine 6. This is 1, 4, 5. I hope this maths is right. I think it is. Now that 6 fixes this 2, 4, 5. Get a 9 there. Now what have we got? 6, 8, 2, 7, 9, 3. That is part of a 1, 4, 5 triple. In fact, that's a 4. That is a weird naked single. 6, 8, 9, 3, 5, 2, 7, 1. That was a very ordinary naked single. So that's a 4. That is 1 and 5. This is a 4. This is a 9. That's another naked single. That's a 1. That's a 2. That fixes that as a 1. We can do 7 and 1 there. That's a 7. Has been since we put the 4 in. 6, 8 up there. 9, 3 up here. 2, 4, 9 to go. Yeah, we can fill them all in. Oh, look at this box. Now this is going to be a kind of proof of concept. 2 plus 4 plus 3 is 9, plus 6 is 15. That does not make 8, but 9 plus 8 is 17, and 1 and 7 do make 8. So this is looking good. The 8 in box 6 goes there, 5 and 1 can go in. And suddenly, I think we've got to a position where we're kind of finishing off, which is rather brilliant. The 6 in this row has to be here. I can't remember what that made this cell. 13 plus 8 is 21. That must be right. 2 there. 1, 5 have been resolved. That doesn't fix 3, 5. 2, 4, 7, 8. 1. This is a 6 and 3 or 5 at the bottom. 1 and 2 down here. They're all done. That's a 4 clearly. 6, 7, 9. We can do that triple. That's 7. Sorts out 5, 7. In this column, we've got a 9 there. That makes this a 4, 3, 9, 6, 1, 4, 2, 7, 8. Oh my god, a deadly pattern. Oh, hang on. Yeah, this one's in a cage. So first of all, I'm just going to check that this cage is right. 15, 23, 2 and 3 make 5. Yes. Now, in this cage, which does resolve the frightening deadly pattern, 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 3 would be 9. No, it wouldn't. It would be 10, which does work. So it is a 3. 6 plus 5 plus 1 would be 12, which would require a cage clue of a 3. So there we go. That is the solution to Rubik Nanota's really rather fearsome digital root killer. I hope you enjoyed having a go at that. That was quite interesting. a variation, I think. I don't think it's kind of a brilliant new style of puzzle, but it's an interesting take on the killer idea. So thanks very much to Rubik Nanota for sending that. Thank you for watching. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for my upload, and we'll see how that goes. So I hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.